Bookworm. My name is Silka and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about the next 6 books I am planning to read. I am counting them very fast if I don't have any more. For those who are new, I don't do monthly TBRs. It's just a coincidence that my next 6 books are posted now. I try to just pick 6 books and I see when I finish them. I'm not very good in monthly TBRs. I'm a very big mood reader, but I need to get myself kicked to finish certain series, start certain series. So I do a these are the next 6 books I'm going to read. The first book I am going to read, I'm actually already reading, and this is The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I am a huge, huge fan of the Blood and Ash series. This is the third installment in the series. It is a high fantasy romance story, and romance that high fantasy romance, that's just my thing. It has everything. It has the magic and the politics and the world building of high fantasy, all the adventures, all the quests of high fantasy, but it has that heart melting, heart warming sense of romance. And these books, they have spice. They have a lot of spice. They have amazing sex scenes, very adult all the way. I absolutely adore these. Um, I have been patiently, well, not patiently, very impatiently awaiting the arrival of the third installment in the series. So I dove in as soon as it arrived. I'm now about 180 pages in, so I still have a lot to go, but I'm already loving it. I love this series so much. It is a very strong female character, which is one of my pet peeves. It has a dark and dark main character lead, but he's just really a good guy. Absolutely love this and can't wait to finish this. Then I have on my TBR, I have a lot of big books, I feel, on my TBR, or maybe they just look like it. I have Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. I have this book has a funny story and how it came on my TBR. Um, 2 years ago, a year ago, no, 2 years ago, I think I bought it for my husband's birthday. Because I kept people raving about it. I kept hearing it was a Dungeons and Dragons like story of an old gang that needs to get together for one last heist, and that there are numerous music, music mentionings and Easter eggs in with rock. And my husband loves that kind of thing, so I bought it for his birthday. And as you can see, it's still an unread copy because he has been reading The Witcher for over 2 years. It's not going anywhere. Um, so I thought, why don't I pick it up? If he's not reading it, why don't I pick it up? And keeps on saying how incredibly good it is. And it is, well, it is in a series because it has Bloody Rose's second book, but you can read it as a standalone. And I thought, this everybody keeps on saying how much fun this book is, and I need some fun after the next book that's on my TBR, and that is, of course, like you wouldn't expect, Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie. I'm gonna finish up the first trilogy of the trilogy of the First Law, the first trilogy set in that world, and I can't wait. But heavens, is this a bigger book than the others, or am I just mistaken? I can't wait to see how this first trilogy wraps up, and I think I will after that keep on moving around in the First Law world because standalones and then the Age of Madness. But I can't wait. I really, and I hear everybody saying that there's a lot of Glokta in this book. So Glokta I think, is everyone's favorite character. But honestly, book 2 made me love Logan Ninefingers even more, and I'm just curious how all the characters are doing. So I think I might dive into this right after Crown of Gilded Bones because I really, really, really want to know how this wraps up. Then I have another fantasy. I have Andrei Sapkowski's Sword of Destiny because I really want to try to make a good dent into the Witcher books before the second season airs on Netflix. And my husband finally finished this. So he was in one of my videos. I'm saying he's been reading this book for over a year, 2 years. And I was saying, honey, I finished the first book. I need the second book, and it still needed like 150 pages in it. And I kept on saying, but I need it. I want to read it next month. It's on my next 6 books. So we finished it, and now he's on the Blood of Elves, and he almost finished that one too. So I should whine more that I need books. But this is on my TBR very soon. And then I have two non-fantasy because that's enough fantasy. I thought I should intersect with other things. So I got Recursion from Blake Crouch, and I'm very nervous about this because Black Matter is one of my favorite books of all times. I absolutely adored Black Matter. It's actually, in my eyes, I know it's sci-fi, but it's also a love story. I just loved it. And now I finally bought Recursion, and I'm not sure if I'm brave enough to dive into. I hear a lot of people love Black Matter, don't love Recursion, and the other way around. So I'll see where I fall. It has a very interesting premise about a sort of disease that sweeps in and gives people memories that aren't their own. I'm really curious to see if this will sweep me off my feet as much as Black Matter did, still talking about it years later. So this is certainly, I think I'm gonna use it as a palette cleanser between all the heavy fantasy books that I have. And another heavy palette cleanser I have for between those books is You Love Me from Carol Kepnes. Joe Goldberg, I love it. I read The Arc of You years ago when nobody knew who Carolyn Kepnes and You was. I read The Arc and I fell in love with it from the first few chapters. But then again, I got to read The Arc of what was it called? Dead Bodies. Loved it again. I absolutely loved the TV show. And now we have the third installment, and in this installment, Joe is going to change his wicked ways. He's gonna fall in love, and he's gonna apparently fall in love with someone. He's not gonna go mental. He's gonna be a librarian and find the love of his life. But if I read back correct, he is looking for his happily ever after in Little Village, and he finds a perfect woman to do that with. The trouble is, Mary Kay already has a life. She's a mother, she's a friend, she's busy. So, another woman who isn't waiting for Joe to come knock on her door. So, I'm really curious. I have heard there's not a lot of murder in this, and that's weird when we're, well, let's be honest, talking about serial killer, and that's also why I love Joe, because he is a serial killer, because he's a nut. So I hope there's enough nuttiness to keep me interested. But I'm really keen on diving back into Joe's head, to say it like that. So these are the next 6 books I planned to read. Let me know if you have read any of them, if you recommend any of them, or if you say from that really that rubbed me the wrong way. What will you be reading the coming weeks? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.